Good morning, Year 1. Today is Tuesday the 19th of January, and yesterday you looked at the features of a report and we looked closely at the headings within a report. Today you're going to start your own plan. So you're going to plan my own report today, your own Dragon report. So before we get started, let's have a look at what a non-chronological report is. Okay. So we write a non-chronological report to give people information on a particular subject. So we are giving people information on dragons in our report to teach people all about dragons. And some examples of that is like a non-fiction book, which we've been looking at and we've used to help us get our information. Leaflets, fact sheets and fact files. And last week on Friday you looked at the castle fact sheet, didn't you? As an example of a report too. Now we have to follow a certain structure when we write a report. We have to use a title, which we'll look at today, an introduction, you have to put your information sections under headings, subheadings, which is what we looked at yesterday, and you're going to use facts that you've researched, which we've got from the non-fiction books, and we can include a picture too with captions. And some of the features that we're going to use in our language is formal language. We're going to look at full stops and capital letters. We can include an apostrophe, and we can use some conjunctions as well, such as because and if and that, when, to create some longer sentences to give extra information. So today you're going to start to plan your report on a dragon. That's what we're looking at, a dragon. So when we plan something, it's important that we're writing down how we are going to make it happen. Okay, so we're going to look at today how you're going to write down your report and plan it so that you've got something to base it on when you come to write your final report on Thursday. So when you plan your report, you're going to tell people all about dragons. So that's what our plan's going to be. What are we going to include to tell people all about dragons? So firstly, you need a title. Okay, now this title is going to tell people that what your report is all about. Okay, now if your title is going to be about dragons, an example you could use is this. My example would be all about dragons, and that would tell people straight away that this report is going to be about dragons. Can you say it after me? My turn, your turn. All about dragons, your turn. Great. Okay, that's my title. What could yours be? Secondly, you need an introduction. An introduction is very important because that will give the reader a bit more information about what you're going to be telling them in the report. Okay, so we know it's going to be about dragons because the title tells us that, but now we're going to add a bit more information to the introduction. Okay, so my example would be dragons are large fantasy creatures often seen as powerful. Now remember, fantasy is something that's made up. Okay, a dragon isn't real, but we can talk about what people's beliefs are in dragons, and they are fantasy creatures. Okay, and then as we know, they're quite powerful. Right, I would like you to write 2 sentences about what a dragon is. That's the first sentence. My second sentence would be dragons look like reptiles and have a tail, wings and super sharp teeth. Now earlier on last week I asked you to describe a dragon, didn't I? So that information would be really useful to put in the introduction, just to tell people a little bit about what a dragon is and to describe that dragon to them. Next, you need the first subheading. Now yesterday we looked at the subheadings, 2 subheadings we're going to use in our report, and the subheading will tell us some key information now and put it into a section on the report, so it focuses a bit more on that information that we're giving to the reader. So if you can remember from yesterday, our first subheading is powers dragons have. Okay, and again we're going to add those 2 interesting facts that we used yesterday in this part of the report under this heading. Okay, so you can use yesterday's work to put this into your heading section. So I said yesterday, fierce dragons have the power to breathe red hot fire, and dragon blood is so special it can be used as magic medicine. So that's our first subheading that we're going to use. Okay, remember, this is our plan today. So already we've planned the title, I've planned the introduction, and now I've planned my first subheading. So that's 3 sections we've done. And if we go back to our structure, we've used a title, tick, we've planned our introduction, tick, and now we're starting to put it into sections and give each section a head subheading. So we can start to tick this off because we've already done the first one, okay? And we're starting to put in the facts that we found out. We haven't used a picture yet though, right? So remember, this is here to help us understand what we need to include, so we need to do that, which we'll do a bit later. So back to our second subheading. Okay, right, our second subheading again. The subheading tells us key information and puts it into that section of the report. Now our first subheading was about powers the dragons have, so we're not going to write about that again because we've already told people about that. So we're going to write about the second one that we looked at yesterday, which was dragons from around the world. And again, my 2 facts for this would be: people from China believe dragons bring good luck. People from Europe thought dragons were giant winged snakes. Okay, so again, that's the information that we got, those facts from that non-fiction text. And if we go back to our features, it says there, doesn't it, use facts that you've researched, and you've done lots of that this last week and the week before. Okay, right, now that picture that we need. Let's have a look. It says here, finally you need to include a picture. So this is where we put that section in. A picture will tell the reader straight away what your report will be about, because that's the first thing they will see when they see your report, the title and the picture, and it adds to it to make it a bit more interesting. So the picture, you can draw it yourself, and there's my picture of the dragon. Okay, so just to summarize, to plan our report you need your title. Okay, so my title's all about dragons. You need an introduction, which is here highlighted in red. You need your first subheading, you need your second subheading, and you need your picture. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts to your report. Okay, now on the template that you've got, it is divided into 5 sections, and on the lines on your sheet you can write really neatly the information, the facts that need to be included. You can use this PowerPoint to help you as you go along on each one, so you can pause it at the different spots. Okay, I hope you have a really great day planning your report, ready to write your actual report on Thursday. Good luck everyone.